Okay, so quick update video because I'm not gonna have time to do this tomorrow. I'm on watch number 29 of my 30 watch challenge for Dragon Inn, and the the gains have been insane. Like just listening to Chinese in general to Mandarin just around is like it's so much faster. Like I occasionally I will hear like because there's a lot of tourists in town right now, and although most of them are Japanese, there are some Chinese tourists, and I can pick up quite a bit of their conversations. Not gonna lie, I've been too pussy to actually go and talk to them, so we're working our way up to that. But but uh, anytime I hear a conversation, I know enough of it now, and I can like think fast enough in Mandarin that I can get at least the gist of what they're saying. Also, last night I watched a movie which was not Dragon Inn. It was some other thing a family member was watching, and I didn't even really need the English subtitles through most of it. I mean, there's a lot of like weird terms specific to the movie, but most of the dialogue, the phrases that they had already appeared in Dragon Inn in some form, you know, like like ban an, like handle a case, because it was about like a cop, uh, and or what's another good example? Um, uh, well, I mean, just like everyone saying, "ganshima," this is just like super common, and it's so interesting too because like even just walking around now, like the phrases come to me so quickly. If I'm in a situation that would call for the phrases that I've heard, over and over and over again in Dragon Inn, it'll just like that'll be my first response. Sometimes even before the English, which I don't think has happened before. It's always been with learning Mandarin. It's like I'll think of if I'm going to think about it in terms of words, it's going to be in English first, and then it might translate very quickly, but the Chinese is always secondary, and now it's becoming almost primary in a lot of contexts. Um, like if I see someone doing something weird, which is pretty common because it's summer. I am just thinking like sure, just like what the fuck is it? I think back to the scene and I hear the dude's voice playing all the different characters. I will say one issue with this though is that like because that was like pretty much my main form of input. A lot of days was my only form of input. uh, I've really internalized the like the little accents and the quirks of those actors' voices, right? Um, uh, so like if I say like any of the idioms, like the character, there's certain characters. A lot of the villains are pretty idiom heavy in their dialogue, and I will uh, end up sort of speaking like them. Go gabliao. It's like it's because the dude's voice, like I wake up and I hear him saying that, right? Um, their voices just play constantly in my mind, which it's a very like it's actually a little bit distressing because it makes it harder to focus. Um, but for the language learning, it's made it so much. But yeah, it's like it gets you to just like over this hump that you didn't even really know was there, right? And just makes you feel so much more native in your comprehension. So at the same time, I am thoroughly done with this movie. I don't like ever want to watch it again. Honestly, I'm like I really like the movie, but I'm sick of it at this point. I'm glad I'm done with it. Uh, but maybe I'll return to it again. Like give it some time to cool off, um, and yeah, just watch it just for like pleasure. But yeah, I highly recommend this method. I'm gonna try this with another movie, not to 30, I don't think, but something else that I can just get new vocabulary from and just have it stick, you know? So I'm just gonna pick another like good movie. Maybe do an animated one this time, just for like ease of gesture and stuff like that. But yeah, signing off.